Hello there, my crafty friends. It is Wednesday, January 22nd, and it is 7:31 p.m. Love my hair today. So I showered super late this morning, and I used my Conair 2-in-1 volumizer or whatever. You brush it and blow dry it at the same time, and I kind of got a windblown look today, so it's curling under and then out. So I'm not going to keep the camera on me very long. Hey Erin, thank you for watching. Hi Pam. I have 3 super fun, bright, fun, bold projects for you. I can't wait for you to see what they are. I have very few housekeeping announcements tonight. One is that oh my goodness, thank you so much everyone for watching. Hi Jackie, hi Nicole. So one thing is that I just released an online class today. It is for a sleeper of a bundle in the new catalog. I don't have the punch in my reach, but this bundle, let me grab my catalog. As soon as I saw it, I knew I wanted it, but it took me a month to get it. So it is beautifully braided. It is on page 29. And it is fantastic. There are so few samples using this. If you can see the ones that the concept artists have done. Seriously, if you Google it, there are very few samples to choose from, but the ones that are available are amazing. That is not what I'm working with tonight, but I am going to show you the cards. So if you're interested in the online class, this is the Facebook Live to watch, because you're going to get to see the cards instead of just the very tiny little sneak peek. So I think that might be the only thing. For those members of Stamp Club, your orders are due by Friday. If you'd like to know more about Stamp Club, just send me a message. And I think, let's flip this around. I have a super cute project. I can't wait for you to see it. Part of the reason I was 1 minute late was because I was getting this ready. But let me cover this up. I have no post-it notes or anything at the ready. So we're going to use this card to cover it up. So if you get, well, let's turn it around first. If you get seasick or anything, then this will be the solution. I hope everyone is having a great week so far. It's hard to believe it's Wednesday already. Sure wish I could figure out how to zoom. Okay, focus. There we go. Okay, so you can see part of one of the cards. So maybe we'll start with this one. I was like squealing. I was so happy with how this card turned out. I was just kind of playing around with the Dress to Impress bundle on the weekend. I had the laziest of weekends. Oh, thank you for sharing, Pam. For those of you watching, if you wouldn't mind sharing, that would be great. I still have to pick the winner from last week. And I just happen to have a package of the From My Heart Faceted Gems for this week. So I think I said the pom-poms last week, but I do have a package of the heart doilies, so maybe we'll do that. I will post in the comments tonight the winner of last week's Facebook Live share, but if you can share it tonight, you'll be entered in the draw to win the From My Heart Faceted Gems. So thank you for the reminder, Pam. I'm just going to pull this up in my feed so that I can share it. But I was having a seriously laziest of weekends. I took Thursday afternoon and Friday off, sat in my craft room and crafted like nonstop. Didn't leave the house Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, not until Monday when I went to work. But I got so much done, I can't even tell you. And part of that was playing with this bundle. With a few bundles actually. I'm ahead of the game on quite a few projects right now, and my goal is to stay that way. Okay, I thought I muted this, but maybe not. Sorry, since Facebook changed it where you have to be in portrait mode, it's kind of a gong show trying to get this thing balanced so that I can see. Who am I sharing this with? Share to a group. bear with me for just a minute. I'll let you look at this. So I haven't seen anything like this with this bundle. I came up with it on my own, and seriously, I was just giddy. I thought it was so clever because, I mean, when you're buying lipstick, if you're buying lipstick, lip gloss, whatever, don't you try like so many different ones and then you end up with like a whole swatch of samples on your hand. So I thought this was super cute. And I had started by, let's share it to that one too. Okay, so I had started by using, what had I used? I think I was doing watercolor, and then I thought, no, you know what, I'm going to do blends. And I was so pleased with the way the lipstick barrels turned out. So let's make this card, and then I'll show you the second card. And seriously, I can't wait for you to see the third project tonight. It's not a card. If you want to guess what it is, that could be fun. So this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 at the moment. I'm gonna trim it down to 4. And I want to keep the length at 5 1/2. So this is that little mini cutter that you get if you join Stampin' Up during Celebration. And I have a couple new team members since Celebration. I'm so excited. I've got welcome packages that are sitting on my desk ready for the mail. Seriously, I'm the worst at mailing stuff. I don't know what it is. I'm at like Shoppers Drug Mart a couple times a week. I don't know. There's such an issue with getting things in the mail. Okay, so we are going to start by stamping our tube of lipstick a number of times. We're going to use Memento because we are coloring with blends. Sorry, someone's barking. Okay, so we'll start at the top, and we're just going to keep part of that barrel. We're not going to put the whole thing on there. You could use the Stamparatus to get this at the same angle and distance every time. I'm just going to eyeball it. Oh, we're getting more and more of the tube. It'll be a little bit different this time than it was the first time. Thank you everyone who's joining in. I do have a prize. If you share this, you will be entered in next week's drawing for the From My Heart Faceted Gems. Oh no, Pam, you lost your mojo. I thought that I had 2, but actually I think sitting in my craft room and kind of just shutting everything else out and off was the best thing I could have done for myself. I got so much done. And I wasn't feeling it all, I can tell you that. Okay, so this is basically just a bunch of colors that you would see for a lipstick. So what I did was did the light on top. So I think almost every brand of lipstick or lip gloss has like a clear one, right? Or a very light nude. So I did the light on top, dark on the bottom, and then just go over that seam basically. And then just do a scribble. Actually, I should do the dark. And you can actually use, there is this little fun thing in there. You could use that. I found that it was kind of fun to do that scribble. Okay, next color is going to be Flirty Flamingo. So light on top. This card doesn't take long at all. Dark. And now because this point is at the bottom, for each one of them I did the tip with the dark. I don't know why I keep forgetting. Let's do this. Basically, you're just taking your lipstick and dragging it along. So any guesses as to what my non-card item is tonight? The next one is going to be Lovely Lipstick. It can be in any order. You do how you want to do it. myself don't wear lipstick, haven't in a long time. I do wear like lip stuff all the time, but not lipstick. I have found that in my getting old age, I'm all about comfort now. If it ain't comfortable, I ain't doing it. Okay, and then Rococo Rose. There are so many fun pinks to play with. Hi Terry, thanks for watching. Okay, so we have two that have guessed the purse. I'm not going to tell you if you're right or wrong. You're going to have to wait and see. So both of the cards tonight are actually pretty quick. Okay, am I ever going to remember to do this when I have the dark one open? It's always so different going live versus just kind of crafting on my own. Okay, now we are going to Real Red. I always get mixed up on which is the light and which is the dark with the Real Red because the light one looks so pink. The one hint I will give you about the third project is that it is combining the current catalog and the annual catalog. I did it again. I might be going a little bit too far this time, but that's okay. Okay, we will do Cajun Craze now, and I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, this is my least favorite color of blend. I should have gone with the Calypso Coral because it looks like I'm one short. It actually works really well for a lipstick, but this does not look Cajun Crazy to me. The light especially looks too brown. So maybe instead of doing Poppy Parade, I will do Cajun Craze. Okay, so there are our lipsticks. What color should we make the tube down here? We need the light and dark smoky slate and the light basic black for this part. So what I did was I started with the basic black on the edges because that's where it's going to be the darkest. Make sure you do that top part as well. And then just add a line in there. Now you don't want to move on to the next one. You want to work on this one while that basic black is still wet. Especially if you're trying to blend it. Now, this is the magic. Just take your color lifter and go over that whole thing. Whoops, that is smoky slate. Everyone's very quiet tonight. I am loving your guesses. Pam, you are on the right track. Yeah, I guess so. I have a feeling they're going to look different this time because I'm overthinking it, whereas when I was just doing this on my own the other day, I went with it. But you can see they all look fairly similar. This one, I might have to go over some spots more than once. But you can see how easy it is to achieve that metallic look. Just think about where the light would be coming from. You want to have your darkest on the outsides, and then, whoops, just add a little bit of stripes here and there. These are not going to look uniform at all this time. Whoops. So while I'm doing this, I've had some questions about the joining offer for Stampin' Up! During Celebration. And if you live in Canada and you're interested in joining my team, just send me an email and I'm happy to answer any questions you have. But regardless of what market you're in, Celebration really is a great time to join. It's such a wonderful offer. You get this little paper trimmer for free, you get the DSP sampler, you get so much. There's so many benefits. And you don't have to sell a thing. I know people always say, oh, well, do I have to sell anything? Like, I don't want to do what you do. You don't have to. You can do what you want. You can use it just for your own discount if you want. There's no pressure. And if you decide not to stick around, you still keep all of that product. There are minimums, so if you want to stick around, you have to reach those quarterly minimums. It's not a monthly minimum. I'm trying to think if there's any other questions that I've been asked a couple of times. You choose everything in your starter kit. No one does that for you. So not only do you get that little paper trimmer and the DSP sampler, you also get to choose any stamp set from the annual catalog or the current occasions or mini catalog. So I always suggest that people get a super expensive stamp set, like the Well Said one, or any kind of sentiment ones that have a big bang for your buck. Get those. Don't use just like a $20 one because you could get that anytime. I know I hesitate on those higher price point stamp sets, so I always recommend a bigger one like that. I was not happy with how those are looking, so go over it one more time, and this time I'm just going to use my color lifter in the middle. This one looks a lot better. Okay, so that's it for that. Now, you may just think that this is a black strip of cardstock, but it's not. I totally went too far over this time. We're going to stamp our sentiment with Memento, and this is Be As Bold As Your Lipstick. I think, let's just do as if these tubes are white. We'll add a little bit of shadow on the top and bottom. Because honestly, I did not mean to get those in there. There we go. For those of you that have watched a few times, are you enjoying it having more than one project? I know people say, we'll watch as long as you're doing any project. Could be 1, could be 20. I mean, that would be a lot, but I used to just do 1, and then I started doing a couple, and people seem to really like that. And to be honest, it's a whole lot easier when I am planning ahead, because I mean on the weekend, everyone's yes, yes, yes. I planned so many cards that I had a whole bunch of projects that I could choose from, so it was a really good feeling. Okay, so I am taking, this is technically the strap for the purse in the Best Dressed suite. So these, it's stitched, it's you could use it as a shelf, you could use it as the straps. I am just going to use it as kind of an accent, so I'll just run it through my Big Shot. I got the Gemini Junior about a week ago, and honestly, I thought I would love it. I mean, I do, but I still have my Big Shot right beside me, and I find that easier to use. Probably because I know the sandwiches for everything. Whereas with the Gemini, I have to experiment a little, so I still have both right within arm's reach. But honestly, I thought that once I got the Gemini Junior, that would be it for the Big Shot, and no. Okay, so initially when I had done this, I thought, okay, well, I'm gonna do this, and then I'll run it through again and get my stitch marks on the ends. But you know an easier way to do that? Hi, Cindy. Thank you for watching. Just cut it. So put the top of the strap there and the bottom of the strap there, and then you've got stitching on all three sides. Easy peasy. You don't have to line it up. There's no partial die cutting. And then just glue it on down. Now, I think this would have stood out a little more if I had done it like this one, where my tubes weren't taking up so much of the space, but c'est la vie. Okay, that one might be a little bit crooked. So then when you've got that done, just cut and cut. And now we can mount it. It's just going on a basic black top folding card base. I can't pick that up. It's glued down. That's why it wasn't coming up. Where is it? So you can pop it up on dimensionals. I actually just glued mine down. And I had a thought this weekend as I was packing up cards in the clear envelopes. I do craft sales in a couple months of the year, and I've got so many cards, and I thought, you know what, I made all the samples for my Pretty AF group, so I've got 2 of each of those 4 cards. I have all my samples from my Creativity Without Borders classes, so I've got all these multiples and multiples of cards. And I thought maybe what I can do is, for those of you that would like to receive a card in the mail, whether it's written out to you or you reuse it to give to someone else, I really need to start getting rid of some of my cards. There's just too many. So if you would like me to mail you a card, please just message me with your mailing address and tell me if you'd like me to write in it or if you would like to put a greeting in there. I'm happy just to put a post-it in there and sign that. But I need to clear some space. So for the insert, I always do 4 by 5 1/4. And I've started using only snail for the insides. I found that I was getting too many little glue worms. You know when you go and you can see the lines? It was really starting to bug me, so. And I find that when new people come to my classes, it's good to offer them, it's good to teach them how to use liquid glue, but also if they have the chance to try snail, a lot of people will go with snail over Tombow any day. Okay, so we're just gonna stamp a sentiment and another tube of lipstick in there. You could stamp it before you adhere it, but it's basic black, so honestly, we're not gonna see it. And then, hello, fabulous. Hopefully that was straight. because I can't see from where I'm sitting. Can everyone hear me okay? Too much stuff. So for those of you in Stamp Club, we're going to be using this month for one of the cards. Okay, so that's that card. Honestly, I like the one I did on the weekend better, and I might do a tutorial with how I did the tubes because this is not it. It was a lot easier when I wasn't sitting there and overthinking it. So, like I said before, c'est la vie. Okay, let me show you my online class because I need to clear some room here. So, like I was saying, it is the beautifully braided bundle. So that is the stamp set and this gorgeous punch. Amazing. It's only $47.50 Canadian for this bundle. There are 3 options for this class. One is you purchase the bundle with me and you get the card kit and video for $65. So that is, hi Donna, that is just a couple dollars more than the bundle itself, and that's just to cover like cardstock, postage, that kind of stuff. So $65 to get the bundle and the supplies to make 2 each of the 6 cards. There is a second option that is the card kit and like the video or PDF, and that is $20, $25. And then just the PDF is $10. So all those details can be found on my website. And if you saw the little sneak peek, I can't remember which order they're in, but I'm going to go from easiest to most complex, I guess. So let me show you. This one is not part of the class, but this is what started it all. And spoiler alert, if you shop with me in the month of February, well, actually, you know what? Scratch that. If you are part of my team, you automatically get the Stamping Society every month. But usually what happens is if you shop with me and spend $33 Canadian before taxes and shipping, thank you, Donna, $33 before taxes and shipping, you get the Stamping Society tutorial for free. Well, February marks our 1-year anniversary, so it is free for the month of February. And I use this bundle for both of my projects, the blog hop and the tutorial. So this was what started it all. I did a whole bunch of coloring. This is Whisper White cardstock, and I colored in all the Night and Navy, and I love it. Used some rich razzleberry and then the Bermuda Bay striped ribbon, and just loved it. So that one's not part of it. It's basically just a bonus idea. What is part of the class is this one. Super simple. So this one is to get you started. There's a couple of die cuts that are included, but you're just basically stamping the one image and then using this to fill in those flowers. And then you've got your sentiment, a die cut, and on one of the other cards I had done the flowers in here with the sentiment on top. I didn't do it on this one. So that's one. Here's number 2. I love this one. It's this little thing here. Isn't that pretty? And then some color blocking. And then the next one is a fancy fold, and I used the punch as the belly band. Isn't that cute? I thought this would make such a great belly band, and I hadn't seen anything like it. So I just did a fun little fancy fold. There's actually nothing in here right now, but I used all of the Tropical Oasis DSP on the front and the back. The absolute back doesn't have any DSP on it, but you could put embellishments, you could put sentiments, and then you just wrap it up in here. So I thought that was really fun. And you could use this with anything. Ah, thank you, Pam. The next one is just heat embossing with gold on the Golden Honey DSP. Stunning. Sorry, I'm tooting my own horn here. And then the last 2 are kind of a tie for complexity. So I'm going to show you this one. I think this one might be my favorite. And it's funny because there are some gorgeous cards and pretty good ideas, if I do say so myself. But this one was a labor of love. I mean, the punching, the stamping, doing these little borders, and then when I put that sentiment on it, it just all kind of came together and popped. So this is my favorite. I love them all, but this one is my favorite. And then the last one, I cased a demonstrator in the US who did this fun fold. And it just kind of slides together, and I thought, ooh, the bees would be awesome for this. So I used the Golden Honey DSP, those little gold metallic pearls. I gold embossed the bees, I did the hive, and then it just opens, and there's the inside. So there's a bit more coloring on those flowers, just to bring it back to the bundle. So there's the punch there too. So that is the class. If you would like to purchase that, there are 3 different options. Option number 3 is available worldwide. Options 1 and 2 are only within Canada because I can only sell product within my own market. So option 3 is worldwide. Okay, second card. This frees up a little bit of space so I can move. I was pretty proud of this one. And it's so simple. It is using the new Music from the Heart in the Occasions catalog, and it took like 5 minutes. It takes no time at all. So if you have someone that has a birthday coming up or anything really, and you want to make a whole bunch of cards or you need something really quick, try this one because it's a fun one. Yeah, that's a little bit big. It takes no time at all. Oh, Cindy, you totally have to try a fun fold. Wink, wink, purchase this class and you'll learn how to do at least 2 because there will be a video tutorial as well as a PDF. So this is 3.5 by 5. Okay, there we go. Can't believe you definitely need to try a fun fold, my dear. You will not regret it. Okay, so we start with the staff, I guess. Is it a staff? I think so. And we're using memento on this. You don't really need to. It could be stays on. It doesn't even have to be black, really, but I mean, sheet music usually is, right? So just stamp that fairly close to the side, the right side. Give it a good press. I feel like I've been talking for 2 hours. Okay, and then we're going to do the treble clef, which, if you don't know anything about this suite, it's Dawn Olszewski's $1 Million stamp set. And the way she designed it is if you use the guitar handle and the staff together, you get a guitar. She was running out of room in her stamp set, but she wanted to have both, so I thought that was super cute. I should have gone a little bit further over, so this is going to overlap just a little bit. Oh, you know what I did? We're going to turn this over. I masked it off. Yeah. How did I do that again? I've got an idea. Okay, so instead of cutting that one down first, let's do it this way. Let's just stamp everything on there. So let's do our staff again. But before we stamp that, we are going to get a Post-it note and a circle punch. I would suggest the 1-inch one and just punch it. This is a full adhesive Post-it note. Yep, that'll do it. So instead of starting with the staff, let's start with a treble clef. I love that there's that little heart in the middle. Isn't that cute? Okay. Now typically I would say let that dry for a minute. But we're going to steam ahead. So you can see through there that because it's black ink. So just mask that part off. Ink up your stamp. I made this card pretty much as soon as I got this stamp set, and this was in my first order, so the details are not fresh in my mind, which is why I forgot that I had masked it. And there you go. Isn't that pretty? So simple. I'm just going to clean these off. I had to think about you guys when I was having dinner tonight. I've been so lazy lately, and I have to drive for like an hour to get my son and get home. So time is always of the essence. We like to have something easy. So we stopped by Shoppers Drug Mart today, and I just got like a microwave dinner. I thought, oh, this'll do. And it was this pad thai thing, and I've never gotten it before because my son's allergic to peanuts, and while I'm always very careful, I have peanut butter often, I'm always super careful, but it said mildly spicy, and I'm like, uh-oh. Okay, so I had one little bite of it, and I'm like, nope, too spicy. I'm gonna end up missing my live if I do this. So I did not. I ended up having a little bit of the frozen pizza that I had for him. So it was one of those Delissio pizzas, and you know those old commercials where it says it's not delivery, it's DiGiorno. Well, we call our Delissio Delazio. So when I asked him what he wanted for dinner, he's like, Delazio. Isn't that cute? Okay, so I have mounted the 3 different bird stamps on A blocks. I'm going to close this up before I get it all over the place. And now we are going to use Melon Mambo, Mango Melody, Daffodil Delight. Let's put them in reverse order. Granny Apple Green, Coastal Cabana, and Highland Heather. That is one of my favorite rainbow combinations. So it's a lot of ink pads. You could use this with markers as well if you don't have all of these colors. And I changed the birds up so it wasn't the same ones every time. So I started with this one that looks like it's kind of laying down on the bottom line. Clean it off because we know we're going to be using that one more time. I'm going to close these up as we go, otherwise I'm bound to put my fingers in it. So we're going to take this little bird that's standing with the Mango Melody, put him on the second line, and these are photopolymer, so it's really easy to see where you're stamping it. Daffodil Delight. So we're going to use one of the other standing birds. Put him on. Well, let's put him on there. It was one higher before, but that's okay. Okay, Granny Apple Green. So this is that bird that's laying down on the job again. We're going to put him on there. We're done with that bird. Coastal Cabana. I was watching another demonstrator that says Coastal Cabana is the color that lets us know God loves us. I thought it was so cute. Okay, and then Highland Heather. Which one? This one. So I will be making my dad a birthday card this week. He turns 70 on Friday, which makes me feel super old. And he is such a music fan that it has to be a musical card. But it's going to be like records instead of music notes. Okay, so that's all the stamping on the front of that one. I think we may end up making this one a little bit wider than the first one was, but we're going to take it down to let's say 3. We'll make it wider and longer. So right now it is the full width. Can't really take much of it off. I suppose we could take a little bit. I think I snapped a little crooked, but no one's judging, right? Okay, and then I have some DSP from Celebration. This is part of the lilies, the water lily paper. So we are going to trim this down to 4 by 5 1/4. Whoops, wrong one. Let's keep this the full width. It's going to look different than the first one did, but I think that's too much of a border. So this piece was 3, so let's go 3 1/2. This paper is gorgeous on both sides. Not all of the papers in that pack are. There are some that are a little less desirable than others, if you will. You could add some ribbon or something to this, but I wanted the color to do the talking, so we're just gonna mount that on there. Okay, so any more guesses before I get on to the last project and show you what it's about? Thank you for the hearts. Okay, that went just a tiny bit crooked. It's not my night, is it? I'm just gonna roll with it. Trim off that tiny little bit. There we go. No one but you and I will ever know. Okay, so you rock. Let's put this bird away. This is a very fun set, and I'm not even a huge music fan. I mean, I don't know that there's anyone in the world that doesn't listen to music, but I think listening to it and being a huge fan are 2 different things. So I am going to use, let's stick with Coastal Cabana. Woo. So this is a music note with a little heart on it. Isn't that cute? Okay, so that is card number 2 complete. Just gonna put this stuff away. Okay, the last one. Where did I put my first card? I don't even know. Oh, losing it. I said at lunch today that something, I meant to say it's right up my alley, but I said it's right up my aisle. So one of my work friends is like, okay, you've lost it. Okay, the pieces. I don't want to, Oh, I'd love to see that, Pam. Okay, so I am using the heart tins, and I thought about doing a Valentine one, but I also just finally broke down and bought the Leave a Little Sparkle. I've wanted this for a while because every time I think about the Rainbow Bit mug cakes, I think unicorn. Every single time. And I finally got it. I wish there were sprinkles in here. So I couldn't bake the mug cake in this tin because they're foil. It's like tin, so it can't go in the microwave. So what I did was I used one of those little silicone muffin tins, or like a cupcake liner, and did that, and then I frosted it. So we're now going to put the lid on, and it's never going to look the same because the frosting's going to be everywhere. But how stinking cute is that? I mean, you could even leave it like that. I wish it had sprinkles, but you could leave it like that. But instead, what I did was I took one of the doilies and I basically just traced on this paper. Now, if you haven't seen this paper, it's because it's part of the Celebration Coordination release. And in that release are some dies for some of the stamp sets. So the Happy Birthday to You, which is free with a $60 order, you can get the dies, which cut out the cake. You can cut out the flowers. There's a cake stand. There's some gorgeous foliage, and I've used this. That was the card. I used this on the card that I did for YouTube on Monday. Now, my mirror looks a little dirty. The maid should be fired. But I used those leaves and foliage and these flowers to do this. So if you haven't seen that video, check it out. It's a good one. This is another version of that same card, just different colors and a clean mirror. This maid is much better. But that is part of the Celebration Coordination. The show stealer, the little ladybug, is also going to have dies. So these are available February 4th. This stamp set you can get for free if you host a party that is $375. I am going to have, I think on my next order, I will be able to order another one of these stamp sets. So I am going to have one as a prize. So I will draw for all of my customers and they can win this. But you will be able to purchase the dies, and they're adorable. You can cut the full flower, you can cut just the top. There's this adorable little loop-de-loop, and I have a super cute project coming up in Pretty AF on Thursday, January 30th, which is next Thursday. And that group is still free for the month of January. So if you want to see some Valentine love themed projects, check out my live on the 30th, because come February 1st, the group will be $15 per month. So you want to get the most out of your free month if you don't plan to go ahead with it. But part of that coordination release is this paper. So this is the small bloom punch. This works with the hearts from the heartfelt bundle. There's the tulips. There's the umbrellas, and you can see I've used those, and I've got a super cute project that I'm going to have on that. There's the raindrops. So what I did was I just took one of the doilies and traced with a pencil and cut it out, because the heart punch is a little too small. And I wanted to have more of a border. So I did a couple of different ways that we can dress this up. So we're going to finish them all, and then you're going to vote on what one you want to be on top. So I'm going to do this, I want to say ladybug, unicorn quickly. We're just going to use some Stampin' Blends and some rough coloring. So I have light, lovely lipstick here. I'm just going to do some strands of that, some Highland Heather, some Pool Party, kind of all the colors that would be in that rainbow bit sprinkle. So I put them in the silicone cups, and then I was still able to do it in the microwave for like a minute. Put a little bit of oil in the pan so that it wouldn't stick, and then frosted it once it cooled. So still just as easy as doing a mug cake. And it's a great way to just have a little bit of cake when what you'd really like is the whole cake. My YouTube channel has at least one, maybe even two different mug cake wrapping methods. Also going to bring in the light flirty flamingo. I don't want it to all be super dark. What color should I guess if we're doing all pink and purple, what color should her face be? Pool party. I think part of the reason I hesitated on this for so long was, one, I don't know a lot of people that like unicorns that I could gift it to, but also I thought coloring these little strands of the mane was going to be a huge nuisance. Guess it depends how much time and effort you put into it. Let's do, you know what, I'm going to keep it white. I'm going to do these flowers in Lovely Lipstick Dark, just so that they stand out. Hey Tiffany, thanks for tuning in. I was just talking about how we've got more Facebook Lives coming up and that people should check them out. So Tiffany is going live again this Friday. My next one is next Thursday. For, I said I was going to keep it white, but for the little bits of shadow, let's just go over it with the light pool party. It's not the happiest looking unicorn I've ever seen. Okay, Wink of Stella for the horn. Okay, so that was an easy, quick one. I am making, so we've made 2 cards already. I'm going to grab the ones that I had made initially. So the first card we made was this one. Be as bold as your lipstick. So it's kind of like when you go to a drugstore and you try a whole bunch of samples. This one was just some cute little rainbow birds. And then this is one of the Betty Crocker mug cakes. The rainbow bit, which I have been dying to use the unicorn on. So I traced around one of the doilies with the celebration coordination paper. So right now we've got that. So we could do this. We could just do that with a little bit of ribbon underneath. And I've got some of the Bermuda Bay we could use under there. Some petal pink, the daffodil ruched. Let me cut a tiny strip of each so you can make an informed decision. Okay, so those are the colors I'm thinking of for this, if we use that one. Now, we also have the option of doing the unicorn just on there, although it's kind of busy. We could use one of the heart doilies, whether it be the pink side or the white side. The only thing that bugs me, I'm not OCD or anything, but it bugs me that this is like a sharp heart and this one's more like the flowy hearts. I mean, it'll work, but okay, so we have that option. We have, nope, that's too much. We could do these 2 together. We could do just that and stamp the, oh, where did it go? I've got the Label Me Bold, and I thought we could do Happy Birthday. Ooh, maybe we just stamp Happy Birthday on here a whole bunch of times, one time, whatever. The other thing we could do is I'm doing a Valentine's class at work, and I'm so excited. We released all the information today, and I had like 12 people sign up right away, so that was super exciting. We could do the heart just with the Yummylicious stamped on it. So many options. So I think if we do this one, we're going to do I think Happy Birthday we could do for you. So we'll do that bold. We could do just this with some ribbon underneath it. Unicorn, rainbow, heart, and all 3 ribbon colors. I kind of like any of these colors really would work. They're fun, and you get that little bit of a rainbow just through the dots. Okay, so that one has the gold on it. Brings a little bling. And then that one is the mint macaron. Okay, what to do, what to do. And then this one was just that little swirly thing from Leave a Little Sparkle. I thought that could be cute. It's not quite bright enough though, is it? I'm thinking one of these two at this point. So this calls for confetti is also from the So Sentimental bundle. And if you haven't given this one some thought, you definitely need to. So between all of the fantastic sentiments, and I mean, this isn't my favorite type of font, but super cute. These dies alone are worth every penny. And I'm telling you, I've said it before, I'll say it again, every time that I've purchased just the dies and not the stamp set and lost that 10% bundle price, every time I've lived to regret it. So just save yourself the 10% off the hop and get both. But seriously, you will not regret it. These are stitched, they're scalloped, they're adorable. Okay, so we've got this calls for confetti. I really like the Bermuda Bay with that one. But what if... This is the only project tonight that I didn't have it fully planned. I thought it might be fun to just kind of play around and see where we land. Let's try this one now. Should we emboss it with white or should we just go for Memento because that would be easier? I'm going to put some blends away while you ponder that. This is too much of a mess for my liking. It's driving me crazy. If I do it in white, it's going to be a whole lot of embossing and heat gun. So let's just do Memento. I haven't even used this one yet. This is another one of the $1 Million Sales stamp sets from the new catalog. There are 4 in this catalog. I can't name all the names, but there's this one. There's Witticisms, which is adorable, especially for someone who loves puns like I do. There is Music from the Heart, and there's, is it Beautiful Moments? It's Jackie Williams from Australia, so there's lots of good ones in there. Not that I've been around for a long time, but I have not seen 4 $1 Million Sales in one catalog. How about if we just do one? Because I think I'm with you, Cindy. I want to see it embossed versus black. I think that's going to be too harsh. Let's do just a couple. Since we're just playing around at this point, I thought maybe that one had overlapped. Whoopsie. Okay, I'm heating up my heat tool. other than that one went kind of wonky, I think white embossing was the right way to go. What do we think? Oh, that's not gonna work. Okay, so this calls for confetti or happy birthday. I think the unicorn is cute. It's not my favorite for this one. Is everyone getting booted off? Or am I taking too long? It's cute. I think it would be cuter if it had sprinkles. Okay, loving that one. But also loving that one. I'm going to make the decision. We're going to go with this one. So I'm just going to put a little bit of snail on there. Kind of line it up. And you know what? They're going to eat it up. They're going to love the heart tray. They're going to eat it up and just so cute. So you could make it. I'm totally stuttering now. We are, sorry, I'm reading your comment out loud. So these come in packages of 10, and they are oven safe. They're obviously not microwave safe because they are tin foil. But like I said, I was able to bake this in just one of those little silicone cupcake holders, and it worked just fine. And for my local people, on Saturday, February 1st, I'm having a Pampered Chef collaboration. So I've got a consultant coming over and we are going to be using these tins. So, and we're making a card. There's going to be a cute little tag for a takeaway. So much good stuff. And if you need to place a Pampered Chef order, then she's right there, right? So Saturday, February 1st. That's too long. Okay, I'm thinking we just do it like that. And then we could use this for a different lid. Because, I mean, chances are you're not making just one of these. I mean, if I had someone at work who had a birthday, maybe I would make just this and take it into them. But for this instance, probably you're going to be making more than one. So we've got the unicorn. So at least I tried it. I can say that. I'm definitely going to use that stamp set for more, but we can say we've tried This Calls for Confetti with the little heart. I just kind of cut around that so that you could only see it through those dots. The sentiment is just a little bit too wide, but you can still read it. And I just did that in basic, Smoky Slate. That needs a glue dot. We're just going to put that in the middle. So that was with the Label Me Bold and the Celebration coordination paper. So like I was saying, all of the dies that are available with the coordination, this paper, I don't have the flyer printed, but off the top of my head, there's the dies and there's this paper. You're going to want that. It's available February 4th. And I think that's it. So I will go ahead and pick a winner from last week and I will post that in the comments for tonight. I will tag the winner, and that is for the package of the heart doilies. I think I said the pom-poms, but I don't actually have the pom-poms, like a full container of them right now, and I want to get these in the mail. One of my Stamped AF resolutions this year is to get better at getting things in the mail faster. So these are ready to go. They could be in the mail tomorrow. This will be next week's prize. So if you can, whether you're catching this live, you're catching it as a replay, if you're catching it on YouTube, hop on back to Facebook and share it, and you can be entered to win these From My Heart Faceted Gems. So that is all. I feel like I can't talk anymore. I've been live for an hour, so I thank you so much for watching me, my crafty friends, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.